Have you ever considered that each night your soul departs from your physical form and journeys through realms beyond your wildest imagination? In just a few moments, I will share one of the most significant insights uncovered by Edgar Cayce, the most extensively documented psychic of the 20th century, who obtained this knowledge through more than 14,000 readings. This revelation has the potential to completely reshape your perspective on sleep, dreams, and your spiritual existence. Leave a comment below. Have you ever woken up with the impression that you experienced events so vivid they felt more real than your everyday life? I'm about to delve into 3 astonishing truths that will alter your understanding of what truly occurs during sleep. To begin with, let's consider Edgar Cayce's concept of the spiritual process of soul separation during sleep. Next, we have the remarkable verified instances of astral projection and the journey of the soul. Lastly, we will explore why Cayce referred to sleep as the small death, which readies us for the significant transition. Imagine this for a second. Each night, often without your awareness, your soul liberates itself from the confines of the physical world, encountering a sense of freedom that is unattainable in daylight hours. Edgar Cayce, during countless psychic readings conducted in his renowned sleeping prophet trance, disclosed that the soul recovers its inherent freedom during slumber. However, what follows is far more profound than what many grasp regarding spiritual awareness. Cayce explained that the human soul links to the body via what he termed the silver cord, a semi-physical tether that serves as a bridge between the eternal spirit and the material world. Consequently, while you are asleep, this connection relaxes, permitting the spirit to delve into dimensions that remain entirely obscured from physical awareness. It's akin to being a balloon held by a string. Throughout the day, the string is managed to keep the balloon low to the ground. However, at night, the string lengthens, enabling the balloon to ascend and witness breathtaking views from below. It is here that Edgar Cayce shares insights that will forever alter your understanding of dreams. In his descriptions of the afterlife, Cayce explains that souls have the ability to connect with their loved ones while they sleep. The most astonishing aspect is that this exchange of communication flows in both directions. Your spirit has the ability to traverse higher spiritual dimensions, gain knowledge, interact with spirit guides, and even engage in healing efforts for other souls in distress. In just 3 minutes, I'll share an incredible case documented by Cayce involving a woman who, while asleep, aided in spiritual hospitals by rescuing tormented souls. However, she retained no memory of these profound experiences upon awakening. Before we delve into that, it's essential to grasp a key insight that Edgar Cayce uncovered regarding dawn. Why is it that your spirit fully returns to your body specifically at dawn? The explanation is rooted in the magnetic principles that dictate the relationship between spirit and material existence. In the early morning time span of 3 to 6 a.m., the Earth undergoes distinct electromagnetic alterations that aid in the spirit's reunion with its physical form. Cayce noted that during these early hours, the boundary between various dimensions becomes thicker, compelling the spirit to lower its vibrational frequency to realign with the material essence of the body. This is the reason why numerous individuals find themselves waking up naturally during this time, particularly between 4 and 5 a.m., often without the aid of an alarm clock. This insight significantly shifts our perspective on death. If we undergo a partial detachment of spirit from body each night, then death essentially represents the ultimate manifestation of a process we already experience on a nightly basis. Edgar Cayce transformed human perception by showing that death merely represents the final separation of the spirit from its physical body, akin to what occurs each night, but without the connecting thread that normally allows for a return. Now let me share with you the remarkable case I mentioned earlier. In his readings, Cayce recounted the story of a woman whose spirit would separate from her body each night for over 2 decades to serve as a volunteer nurse in a spiritual establishment known as the Healing Sanctuary. During these nightly excursions, she assisted newly departed souls who arrived in confusion and fear, struggling to grasp their new reality. The intriguing aspect of this case is that this woman, in her earthly existence, worked as a seamstress and had never received any training in medicine or nursing. On a spiritual level, her soul recognized the wisdom gained from past lives when she had served as a healer in ancient eras. While she slept, liberated from the constraints of physical memory, her spirit tapped into this knowledge amassed over numerous lifetimes. But here's the aspect of the story that struck me the most. The woman started experiencing recurring dreams in which she took care of the ill, yet would awaken feeling strangely fatigued, as though she had labored throughout the night. During one psychic reading session, Cayce discovered that her dreams were actually experiences from another realm of existence. In the next couple of minutes, I'll clarify why you might be engaging in spiritual work while you sleep, even if you're unaware of it, and how you can enhance your capability to recall these experiences in your waking consciousness. Throughout his readings, Cayce elucidates this phenomenon, indicating that during sleep, the soul guided by instruction can explore different realms, connect with other spirits, and gain insights that contribute to its moral awakening. However, there's a vital aspect that shifts the entire perspective. Not all spirits possess the same level of freedom when it comes to sleep. More advanced spirits, those who have achieved a higher degree of moral clarity and spiritual development, can more easily detach from their physical state and ascend to elevated realms of light and wisdom. In contrast, spirits that are more materialistic and focused on physical pleasures and vices tend to remain more attached to their bodies while sleeping, leading to limited and often disordered experiences. This phenomenon accounts for the disparity where some individuals awaken feeling rejuvenated and inspired with solutions to previously perceived challenges, while others rise feeling exhausted and restless, as though they had not truly rested. This is not mere coincidence. It is a direct reflection of the spirit's level of evolution and the experiences gained during their nightly separation. Based on Cayce's insights, we can enhance our spiritual experiences at night by engaging in sincere prayer before sleeping, reading inspiring literature, and particularly through regular acts of charity and forgiveness. The more we cleanse our emotions throughout the day, the higher the spiritual realms we can access during the night. Now, a significant insight emerges that ties everything we've discussed so far to your everyday experiences. Edgar Cayce indicated that during our sleep, the soul does more than just wander through different realms. It also reflects on the day's events, processes the lessons learned, and strategizes for personal growth for the following day. This explains why we frequently awaken with clear intuitions regarding decisions we need to make, sudden realizations about our relationships, or bursts of creativity that seem to arise from nowhere. These insights are essentially the result of the work our spirit engages in during the night, collaborating with spiritual guides and tapping into the wisdom stored in its own Akashic records. However, you might be experiencing something similar right now without even realizing it. If you often find yourself waking up between 3 and 5 a.m., experience dreams that feel more vivid than your everyday reality, or feel exhausted after having received the necessary amount of sleep, it's very possible that your spirit is engaged in spiritual assistance work while you rest. Edgar Cayce noted in his readings that numerous unconscious mediums conducted work during sleep that would be difficult to achieve while awake. Your spirit could be acting as a conduit for higher entities to facilitate healing, offer comfort, or impart knowledge to other souls, both living and those who have passed on. In just 5 minutes, I will share a specific method recommended by Edgar Cayce to help you consciously recall these nightly spiritual interactions and improve your spiritual efforts during sleep. First, it's important to recognize that the spirit's transition back to the body at dawn is neither sudden nor jarring. It's a slow transition that Cayce likened to a traveler's journey back home. The spirit slowly lowers its vibration, condensing its energy until it realigns with the dense frequency of the physical body. This process of return is closely linked to circadian rhythms as well as the cycles of Earth's magnetism. The planet possesses an electromagnetic field that fluctuates during the day, and these fluctuations significantly affect the spirit's ability to detach. During times of peak terrestrial magnetic activity, typically at dawn, the spirit is instinctively attracted back to its physical form. This is the reason why various spiritual traditions regard dawn as a holy moment of change. It signifies the time when the soul returns from its nocturnal journeys, bringing back the insights, inspirations, and revitalized energies gained through its experiences in other realms of consciousness. However, don't rush past this, as something that could transform your perspective on prophetic dreams and premonitions is coming. During its nightly detachment, the spirit has the ability not only to explore different areas in the spiritual realm, but also to sense forthcoming events being orchestrated in higher dimensions before they materialize on the physical plane. Cayce referred to this process as tapping into the Akashic records of the future. He described it as the capacity of a free spirit to sense causal influences developing in the present, which will eventually manifest as outcomes in the future. This explains why we frequently experience dreams that later materialize with astonishing precision in our real lives. Edgar Cayce recorded numerous instances of individuals who received forewarnings of upcoming events while sleeping, ranging from avoidable accidents to chances for spiritual development that would arise in their lives. Through his readings, Cayce illustrated how spiritual guides utilize sleep periods to convey tailored guidance regarding the destiny of each soul. Now I will teach you the technique I mentioned for recalling your nightly spiritual experiences. Before you go to sleep, take a moment to say a heartfelt prayer, requesting your spiritual guides to help you retain the profound experiences your soul will encounter throughout the night. Keep a notebook and a pencil near your bedside. When you awaken, before you move or contemplate the tasks ahead, lie still with your eyes shut and attempt to grasp the final images, feelings, or insights lingering in your mind. Immediately jot down all that you recall, regardless of how disjointed or unclear it might appear. With practice, you will enhance your capacity to retrieve more vivid recollections of your nighttime spiritual journeys into your waking consciousness. This approach not only enhances our spiritual awareness, but also speeds up our evolutionary journey by enabling us to consciously absorb the insights gained during sleep. However, it's essential to heed an important caution shared by Edgar Cayce in his readings. Not every dream represents a genuine spiritual encounter. Frequently, dreams act as a mental process reflecting the physical events of the day, serve to release psychic tension, or may even arise from lower spirits exploiting our state of vulnerability while we are asleep. The distinction rests in the vibrational quality of the dream itself. Dreams rooted in authentic spiritual experiences evoke feelings of peace, upliftment, and profound understanding, often imparting clear moral lessons. In contrast, dreams that originate from a lower or purely material level often result in confusion, distress, or an overly materialistic perspective. Over the next 3 minutes, I will unveil the profound secret that Edgar Cayce uncovered regarding the evolutionary significance of sleep and its essential role in the advancement of the soul. From Cayce's viewpoint, sleep is not merely a mechanism for physical rest. Rather, it serves as a daily chance for spiritual education. Each night, our spirit is afforded the opportunity to engage with teachings that are unattainable during our waking state, as we are encumbered by ego, mental biases, and material distractions. Cayce indicated in his readings that elevated spirits utilize this time to provide tailored guidance to each individual soul, aligned with its level of evolution and particular requirements for moral development. It's like every night we attend a spiritual institution tailored specifically to our level of spiritual growth. This clarifies why we frequently rise with answers to issues that once appeared insurmountable, sudden insights regarding intricate aspects of our lives, or a feeling of calm and mental clarity that eluded us before sleep. This isn't merely happenstance. It stems directly from the spiritual lessons acquired during our hours of nightly separation. Edgar Cayce expanded on this idea, asserting that during sleep we can tap into not only teachings from elevated spirits, but also the wisdom gathered from our previous incarnations. The eternal soul retains within its personal Akashic records all the wisdom, abilities, and experiences gathered over numerous lifetimes. While awake, the physical mind is limited to recalling memories from the present existence. But during sleep, liberated from mental constraints, the spirit can draw upon its vast evolutionary history accumulated over centuries. This explains why some individuals awaken with skills they have never formally learned, knowledge they never consciously studied, or talents that appear as if from thin air. An extraordinary example documented by Cayce involved a child who started composing intricate classical music at just 5 years old, despite lacking any formal training in music. Psychic readings revealed that this child's spirit had been a distinguished composer during the 19th century, accessing the musical knowledge from that prior life while asleep. Here's something that may resonate with your own existence. If you possess a natural talent for an activity you've never officially studied, feel a strong connection to certain cultures, or experience phobias and fears without any evident cause in your current life, it's quite possible these traits stem from experiences in past lives, as your spirit recalls them during sleep. Now, allow me to unveil the most profound aspect of this entire phenomenon. Edgar Cayce found that the daily cycle of reincarnation and separation during sleep serves as a gradual preparation for the ultimate transition we refer to as death. Each night, we undergo a miniature version of the process of disincarnation, slowly acclimating our spirit to the notion of existing apart from the physical body. Higher beings convey to Cayce that individuals who cultivate awareness of their nighttime experiences while alive confront death with significantly more peace and insight. They've already learned from their experiences that consciousness continues beyond the physical form, that spiritual existence is deeper and more vibrant than material life, and that death represents a complete release from bodily constraints. This profoundly alters our perception of mortality. Death is no longer an unfamiliar fear. Instead, it transforms into a recognizable shift, much like the process of drifting off to sleep each night. Grasping this concept is among the most significant evolutionary milestones a spirit can attain during its earthly existence. In the closing moments, I will present the 3 most effective techniques that Edgar Cayce advised for enhancing the spiritual advantages of sleep and promoting your spiritual growth. The initial technique involves intentional preparation for rest. 1 hour prior to going to bed, steer clear of negative discussions, upsetting news, violent media, or any influences that produce heavy vibrations. Use this time instead to engage with uplifting literature, ideally spiritual writings, heartfelt prayers, or contemplations on the lessons learned throughout the day. Edgar Cayce emphasized that the vibrational state we embrace as we drift into sleep influences the nature of the experiences our spirit undergoes during nightly disconnection. When we lay down with uplifting thoughts, we draw the presence of higher spirits and tap into realms of light and wisdom. Conversely, if our thoughts are low, we invite negative energies and might encounter unsettling experiences while we sleep. The second practice involves a specific prayer before going to bed. Cayce suggested a prayer that seeks protection for the spirit as it separates at night, calls for assistance from elevated spiritual guides, and shows a genuine intention to engage in spiritual charitable work during sleep. This prayer should not be merely mechanical or repetitive, but should be a heartfelt dialogue with spiritual mentors, where we express gratitude for the day's experiences, seek forgiveness for any mistakes made, and demonstrate a willingness to contribute to goodness during the hours of nightly detachment. The third practice involves conscious awakening. Cayce emphasized that the initial moments after we wake up play a vital role in absorbing the spiritual experiences from the night. When you wake, stay still with your eyes shut. Take deep breaths and attempt to hold on to the last impressions, images, or insights that emerged while you were asleep. Frequently, the most significant insights disappear within moments of waking if we don't consciously strive to remember them. It's a good idea to keep a notebook near your bed so you can quickly jot down any messages, important dreams, or realizations you had during the night. As time progresses, you will enhance your capability to recall increasingly vivid memories of your nightly spiritual experiences in your waking state. This practice not only deepens your spiritual awareness, but also hastens your evolution by enabling you to consciously assimilate the insights gained from various planes of existence. The gradual awakening at dawn, as your spirit fully re-enters your physical body, transforms into a sacred moment of transition between 2 realms. The nightly spiritual realm, abundant in teachings and transcendental experiences, and the daily material realm, where we implement the lessons acquired during our detachment. Edgar Cayce transformed human comprehension by showing that we are not merely physical beings who occasionally have spiritual experiences, but rather immortal spirits, temporarily inhabiting material bodies as tools for learning and growth. The repetitive cycle of incarnation and detachment during sleep serves as daily evidence of this fundamental aspect of our existence. Every morning presents a fresh chance to combine the spiritual insights gained during the night with the tangible experiences of the day. Each awakening serves as a minor resurrection, reminding us of our eternal essence and our evolutionary path toward higher realms of consciousness and love. The next instance you rise at dawn, keep in mind that your spirit has just returned from a remarkable voyage through realms of light and wisdom. The feelings, intuitions, and realizations you carry from that nightly adventure are treasures provided by your spiritual guides to assist you on your earthly journey of evolution. Your soul possesses mysteries that your conscious mind cannot even begin to comprehend. Each evening, you have the chance to enter a spiritual academy that offers tailored lessons aimed at enhancing your moral development. Every awakening presents a moment to intentionally integrate this divine knowledge into your everyday life, propelling your journey towards the spiritual perfection that is our ultimate destiny. The most well-documented psychic of the 20th century provided us with undeniable evidence. We are eternal entities experiencing a fleeting human existence, and each night we return to our true home to rediscover our real identity.